Oh, hey there. Is something the matter? You look troubled. Oh, I see. Your friends left you here all by yourself? Poor dear. You really need a new friend group, darling. It's all right. I don't bite. Unless you're into that, of course. Oh, please, don't look so offended. I was only teasing. Come here, have a seat. I mean, it's not like you have anything else to do for a while, right? Your friends forgot about you, left you all alone, and you did come to this cafe to enjoy yourself. I would certainly not mind the company, so please, join me. I insist. You heard something. Like what? Oh dear, I'm sure you're imagining things. I don't see any ice. Unless, of course, you're referring to the ice that needs to be broken right here. Oh, come on. You can tell me all about the strange things those ears of yours pick up. Ah, see? Isn't this better? I'm so glad you decided to join me. So, what will you be having? It's my treat. Just coffee? Come on, dear. You need more food in your system than that. They make the most amazing waffles in here. You have Belgian chocolate and milk chocolate and dark chocolate and Dutch chocolate and things other than chocolate too, like butterscotch and... Oh, you're not hungry because you already ate? But it's only waffles! Oh, come on, please. You're not seriously going to make me eat waffles alone, are you? It's nearly 2025 and no one eats waffles alone. Please, Sterling. What was that? You're willing to have waffles, but only if I let you pay for your coffee? My, that was quick. How devious. Oh, you could be a professional negotiator for world governments, dear. Was this your plan all along? Pretend like you totally don't love waffles so you could prevent me from paying for coffee? And here I thought I was the one with all these grand machinations. Fine, I'll stop. You can pay for your coffee. Hey, waiter, could you take our order? Great. So, we'll be having the, That's so funny! Your teacher really video called his girlfriend from a stall in the boys' washroom when she couldn't decide what dress to buy at the mall? Because he would rather his students find out than his colleagues? Damn! And what did you do when you did find out? You and your friends joined the video call to help her pick because he too couldn't decide? That's... Wow, you guys must be really close to your math teacher. Oh, he was grateful for the assist, and so he let you turn in your pre-calculus homework late? I knew you were a master negotiator. Such a dangerous mind behind such a cute face. Is everything all right, dear? You look a little flustered. Oh, it's just warm in here? I wonder if you'll feel more comfortable if the temperatures were to, drop a little. What is it? Why do you look confused? It suddenly got chilly. Well, perhaps someone saw your plight and turned down the thermostat. Or maybe it was cold in here all along and you were too busy staring into my eyes to notice. There's that expression I love to see. But despite all your protests, darling, I see that you're yet to look away. You think they're pretty? They remind you of glaciers in the sun because they have the same shade of blue in them. Why, thank you. That's sweet of you to say. I think you have pretty eyes, too. Oh, but you're shivering. Is the air too cold? Oh, this just won't do. Here, have my jacket. Oh, stop squirming. I couldn't forgive myself if you caught a cold due to my negligence. Let me put this around you. There. Do you feel slightly warmer? Yes? Good. Now, eat your waffles before they freeze. Good boy. Mm-hmm. Are you alright? Is something poking you under the chair? I could have sworn you jumped a little just now. No, I'm imagining things. Well, whatever you say, darling. Am I a little too close? I'm not making you uncomfortable, am I? Good. I'm glad. So, tell me, love. Have you heard the tale of the Yuki-onna? Vaguely, you recall. Yes. Yuki does mean snow, and onna means woman or maiden. It is the story of a snow maiden, supernatural spirit of frost dwelling on a cold mountain far, far away from here. And near that mountain, once upon a time, there lived a boy working as an apprentice under an old woodcutter. He was young and cute and sweet, just like you. The woodcutter? A bit of a grouch, honestly. One day, they decided to ferry across the river in search of wood. They managed to find a boat, and they reached the forest on the other side, in the foothills of an ice-capped mountain. They spent all day chopping and gathering wood. However, as dusk approached and they decided to head home, a terrible blizzard set in. The winds were furious, and the cold was unbearable. There were no boats in the river, and the ferrymaster had already left. His cabin was empty. With no other option in sight, the two decided to spend the night in that little wooden cottage. As they lay down on the wooden floor, the old woodcutter instantly fell asleep. The boy, however, could not sleep. He felt a distinct sense of unease in that little house. The door, which had been bolted shut, rattled in the blizzard. Listening to howling winds outside, he eventually fell into a light sleep, but he was woken in the middle of the night. He saw that the door was wide open, and the cold gales were rushing inside, and to his side, floating above the sleeping woodcutter, was a woman who was entirely white from head to toe. Hair, clothes, everything. It was a ghost, his panicking mind yelled at him. He tried to move, but found he could not. Something was holding him captive, like he was paralyzed. The woman looked at the old man's face and breathed over him. Her breath was ice, actual ice. The old man was frozen solid. Then the ghostly woman drifted over to the boy. He knew he was next. His heart was racing with fear, but as he looked at her face, inches from his own now, he couldn't help but notice how beautiful she was. Like winter. A cold, at times cruel beauty, but enchanting regardless. She stared at him for a long time before lightly stroking his cheek. There was a foreign look in her eyes, something tender, almost affectionate. She told him to leave in the morning, and that if he ever breathed a word of her to any soul, living or dead, he would meet the same fate as the woodcutter. Then she was gone. Oh, look, your coffee has finally arrived. That looks warm. There's a strange smile on my face. Like I'm remembering a fond memory? Well, of course I am. I'm trying to remember the details of the story. Now, hush. Where was I again? So the boy returned to his village. He told the people that the old woodcutter had died in the blizzard. He didn't tell anyone about the ice woman. A few years passed, and he grew into a strong, handsome young man. His mother kept nagging him about getting married, but he always brushed it off, saying he would wait till he found the right one. Then one day, as he was walking in the village, a girl asked him for directions. She was headed to her relative's house in the neighboring village. She had no one left, she told him, as her parents had recently passed away, leaving her with nothing. She was tall and fair, with long hair and blue eyes that reminded him of that mountain. He was immediately smitten. You're looking at me rather strangely, dear. You think there's a resemblance? Oh, you flatter me, darling, but let me finish my tale. He brought her home to meet his mother. The old lady also took a liking to her. She ended up staying with them for a few days. The days turned into weeks, then months, and then, well, let's just say she never ended up going to her relative's house. She married the young man, and they had 10 beautiful children. His mother was very happy. She died knowing that her son had found happiness. Then, years later, on one snowy night, as the man returned home, he saw his wife weaving under the lamp. She had not aged a day since she met him. He continued to marvel at her beauty. It was almost like that of the Ice Woman. And so, in a moment of weakness, he confided in her about that night, about the icy specter that had spared his life and how she looked as beautiful as that vision in white had. It was then that a look of great anger marred her face. She screamed at him that she had made him promise not to tell anyone about her. She threatened to kill him right then and there had it not been for their sleeping children. If he ever made them cry, she said, she would return and he would find no mercy. With that, she turned into mist and flew out through the window, never to be seen again. Get it? Because he turned out to be a great father. The children were happy with him. You've suddenly gone quiet. Oh, look, your coffee froze over. How did that happen? You know, you really don't need to worry. I promise I'm not the Yuki-onna in the story. Even I think 10 kids are too much. That was just my great-great-great-grandaunt. Sit down. You're only going to hurt yourself. So you finally noticed. Yes, the people around us seem to be frozen, do they not? Well, not frozen, more like standing really still. You see, I can even freeze time. It's only temporary, they'll return to normal. I just wanted to give us some privacy, you know? In case you decided you wanted to run. Will you please sit down? I promise not to hurt you. If that was my intention, I could have easily done it by now. Please? I mean, you are still kind of wearing my jacket. No, don't take off the... Listen, darling, I'm trying to be nice. You have nothing to fear from me. I only want to know you. Will you please just sit and let me finish talking? Thank you. Now, I admit I may have been following you for a while, and I may have had something to do with your friends leaving, but I only did that because I wanted to talk to you. I know you're lonely. I am too, and I really do care about you. No, don't pull away from me. Human, stop trying to get away. I said... Listen to me. I can freeze your heart if I so choose. Bind you to me. Put you in shackles of ice and take you far away from your friends and family. Far away from the life you know, never to return to this place. To be mine and mine alone. I can freeze your heart. It wouldn't kill you. I would never hurt you. I swear, I would only force you to love me. Make it so you couldn't escape. Make you crave the warmth that I have so long been denied. But I don't want to force you to do that. I don't want to force you to do anything. I told you I've been following you for a while. I've seen you. Seen the way you help others. Seen the way you sometimes are hurt by those very people. Seen the way you sigh and hurl profanities as you are forced to cram for your exams. Seen the way your face lights up when there's a plate of waffles in front of you, and I liked what I saw. I was the snow on your window pane, the icicles hanging overhead. I watched you stare blankly at the ceiling as you lay awake in your dark room, listening to those audios on YouTube you seem to like so much, wondering if you would ever find in your life someone like those girls on the internet. Someone who was kind and would love you. I want to be that person. And I want you to genuinely like me. Of your own free will. Someday, I want to watch the snow and icicles outside with you, darling. Your friends are waiting for you downstairs. There's this arcade on the ground floor. Yeah, they're going wild over there. If you really want to go right now, if you really don't wish to see me again, then You're asking how you can trust me? Well, I've already shown you what I can do. Told you who I am. Isn't that placing my trust in you? Trusting that you wouldn't freak out or tell others about me? If I'm so willing to trust you with the truth, then isn't that enough? You've gone quiet again. Please say something. Huh. Your hand. It feels just as warm as I expected. Does this mean yes? All I'm saying, dear, is that if you want a girlfriend, then you'll get one. Simple as that, so... There's my good boy. Oh, don't look so cross. There's no shame in that. I know what you like, darling. Girlfriends know best. Care for another round of waffles? I don't think your friends are going to miss you anytime soon. Only on one condition. And what would that be? If I unfreeze your coffee first. Sure. You've got it.